What is up, coaster spotters? This is Alex checking in from Wildwood, New Jersey at Morey's Piers. We're looking at Surfside Pier, which is the first of three that I will be showing you all around. Today is the opening day of Runaway Train, which I will do a separate review video of. But we have a lot to show you, so let's go. So let's start out with the park's KMG Frisbee ride. This is it. And this is one of the best fireballs you will ever experience. Big difference that this one has only a lap bar to hold you in, so it has crazy airtime. Highly recommend it. Here is Dante's Dungeon, which is a pretty good dark ride. Not the best, but serviceable, I'd say. Definitely enjoy this one. Give it a try. And over here, we have their Zamperla Wild Mouse, which was relocated this year from one side of the pier to the other to make way for Runaway Train. Log flume, called the Zoom Flume, is an amazing log flume. So this ride features 2 drops and some surprises underneath the boardwalk that I am not going to ruin. At the far end of Surfside Pier is Ocean Oasis, which is one of 2 water parks on Morey's Piers. Let's take a quick look at some of the things. Here you have these tube slides that are intertwined with their park's SLC. Really cool views from up there. Amazing views, which I have some views from last year that I will insert right now. Most of these water slides date back to the 90s, but some of them are quite good. This steep one here, you ride on mats, and you get some really good airtime. Definitely recommend that one. Both of them do different things that are just, quite frankly, terrifying. Then we have some more tube slides over here. Here's one of the play areas, and both water parks do have lazy rivers, which you can see this one. This one ends up going underneath the entrance to the water park and all around the backside. Here we have the Great Northern Eastern. This is one of the first SLCs built in 1995, and don't write it off right away. In addition to the fantastic vest restraints that this ride received about 10 years ago, it also had all its track replaced back in 2017. So this one is super smooth, and it actually shows off how good this layout actually is when you're not banged around. Also, great interaction with the water slides. atmosphere, the park's drop tower. This is a ARM tower. So if you've been on Knoebels, this should be very familiar. Provides an amazing drop of great airtime, and those brakes seem to start way too late down that drop. Here is the park's Gravitron, which is currently closed, which I'm okay with. But the park has lots of kiddie rides on 2 of the piers. So let's start out. Here's the Wacky Whip, which is the kiddie whip style thing. Sad news to say, Runaway Train, which has been advertised as opening today, has been delayed. To my displeasure, nothing was mentioned on social media, so I'll have to come back another day and try to get this going. On top of the gift shop for all 3 piers is the fantastic Kong, which is a Larson Flying Scooters ride with that awesome Kong figure on top. This is probably one of my favorite rides aesthetically at the park. Absolutely love that Kong figure there. He's holding on to some tram cars, taking him for a ride. He's probably just annoyed with that watch the tram car as everybody else. So unfortunately it's delayed, as I've said. Love the trains though. That train is awesome. I think everyone's going to want to ride in that front seat underneath the tram car awning. That is great. The sign itself, oh, that is just fantastic. Look at that. That is so Wildwood. I love it. They're definitely actively working today on July 2nd to get this thing open. Most likely I will not be able to get back here until later this month, late this month. So, but when I do, definitely show you a video and have a review. Very excited for this. This is the first time Morey's has built a full-size roller coaster in nearly 20 years. So it's nice to see it, and this seems like a really good replacement for the Flitzer. Way better than what Jenkinson's did. While that spinning coaster is not bad, it just isn't a very good replacement for what was there before. There are plenty of classic rides on Surfside Pier. Here we have a tilt-a-whirl. Let's check out some other ones. Here's Rock and Roll, which is a Matterhorn type ride. Spins around and cars swing out. Lots of fun, lots of fun. Here's the Kanga Bounce, which if you've been to Kennywood, this would be the modern equivalent of the kangaroo. Oh, let's take a look at it. Go. Enjoy your ride on that Kanga Bounce. Oh, it starts out going backwards. Look at that. Towards the front of the park, you have this double-deck carousel and a lot of the kiddie rides. So let's point them out. We have the Baja, which is a bounce around. We have a Hampton motorcycle type ride. Little boat ride. Over in the corner here, we have 2 classics, Rockin' Tub, Convoy, and a newer rod, a Zamperla Kid Star. And finally, have a balloon race and a merry-go-round. Fun fact, a merry-go-round is a ride with things other than animals. Carousel just has animals. Right at the front of Surfside Pier is Curly's Fries, famous Curly Fries, where you can get lots of different treats, including fish and chips and such. But that is going to do it for our first pier of 3. This is one of the bigger ones of the 3, and let's go on to Mariner's Pier. Walking down the Wildwood Boardwalk, there are those famous tram cars. Here's our first look at Mariner's Pier. The second that we're taking a look at, this one is located south of the first. Let's go inside. Here is the 1984 Sea Serpent. This is the first Vekoma boomerang in the United States. And despite its age, Morey's has done a lot of work, and it is actually very smooth.
It's that simple.
Right at the front of Mariner's Pier, you have Curly's and probably the Pier's biggest arcade, which I have to say, fantastic air conditioning. So definitely take refuge in there if it is a hot day, which I am about to do. Pretty much all redemption stuff, so not any classics. I will show you one place to get those classics at the end of the video. Right as you enter the park, you do have another double-deck carousel and a assortment of kiddie rides. We have a very small Dumbo type ride and a mini swings ride. Over here we have last year's new addition, the Wildwood, which is your standard SBF Vista figure 8 spinning roller coaster. I've been on way too many of these things, but they are a very fun ride. Here we can see the little children's plane ride, which is a Dumbo type ride, and another merry-go-round with all types of vehicles. Aesthetically, I'd say Mariner's Pier is definitely my favorite. It has just a really toned down color scheme, which matches a lot of the rides, and like cool little seating areas, just like this one right here. Right inside of the Cobra Roll, though, of the Boomerang, the Sea Serpent, we have Teacup Ride, which is a Zamperla standard type deal. But here we have your flying, spinning type ride, and Moby Dick. Seeing that Morey's is definitely typed for space, some stuff is stacked on the second level, including this swing ride, which just adds to the thrill, in my opinion. Unfortunately, right here is a sad sight. This jump shot game replaced my favorite ride here, the Maelstrom, which was a KMG. I'm not sure the model name, but it would flip you upside down. It was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that is now gone. But in this back corner that divides the amusement park from the water park is the giant Ferris Wheel. I believe it's about 180 feet tall. And they have really cool things. In the mornings, you can pay for breakfast and have breakfast on the Ferris Wheel. Very cool. I have not done that yet, but that is something I would love to do at some point. Also near the back of the park, they have two monorail type rides. The first is a hanging one that is powered, the ship one, which is the flying galleon. And then the other one is a Seagull Cycle, which is the orange track, and not surprising, no one's doing it. This one you actually have to pedal your way around the track, which I actually enjoy quite a bit. Finally, you got your swinging ship ride, the Riptide. Right underneath the lift hill of Sea Serpent is the park's excellent beer garden, which includes beers and a lot of German food. Definitely an awesome place to kick back. Now, underneath this water slide, which we will move on to next to show you their second water park, is the Ghostship. This does not open until late afternoon, but this is a year-round haunt attraction, walkthrough type attraction. This here is excellent. If you do one thing here, I almost would say this is the thing to do. Underneath the Ferris wheel, it used to be bumper boats, but those unfortunately are gone. At the back of Mariner's Pier is their second water park. This is Raging Waters. Similar selection of water slides, not nearly as intense, but they do have this thing, which they also actually have over at Ocean Oasis. You have these shotgun slides. Oh, look at that. Big drop into the water, pretty cool. And then you have the Tarzan swing, which I completely failed to do last year. Held on as tight as possible, and I hit the bottom of the arc and just, yeah, my hands couldn't support me. Hopefully one day I will be able to swing at the top of the arch, but that was me. Here's a quick 360 look at the water park here on Mariner's Pier, the Raging Waters. As you can see, they have a pool to just hang out in. They have lazy river. At the back, there is a kids' play area. And they do have a family raft ride, which is like a combination of a raft ride and a lazy river, which is super fun. They also have hot tubs, which is super fun. I loved hanging in those last year. But that's a bit it for the water park. They're both pretty much half-size water parks, so you definitely can do both in one day, and that's what I would suggest you do. So a little bit more on the Ghostship. It does open at 6 p.m. I think that is pretty standard for most evenings, and it is fantastic. It has 2 levels, and it is like a 10 to 15 minute experience. So yeah, it costs 8 tickets, so I definitely suggest that. Here's the last and only 3 roller coasters on this pier. This is Rolly's coaster, which is in Pinfari. This is actually one of the last Pinfaris sold in America before they went out of business. And unfortunately, this one's not that very good. The biggest issue with this one is it has over-the-shoulder restraints. There's not a lot of headbanging, but it just makes, they're just very unnecessary and doesn't make for a very comfortable ride. Like Surfside here, Mariners also has the tilt-a-whirl, but this time themed to seashells. Right across from the Sea Serpents, you have the Music Express, Crazy Bus, and then the Pirates of Wildwood, which is a dark ride that's a boat type ride. Unfortunately closed today, apparently. I believe this one usually requires to have double riders. Yes, you must have, you cannot ride this one alone. Okay, dark ride. Probably my least favorite of the 2, but still definitely worth a ride. And then finally, looping back towards the front of the park, we have a Frog Hopper. Not only has full-size bumper cars, but they have these teeny tiny ones themed to mouses. Very cute. And then right next to it, yeah, the super scooters. Finally, to round out this pier is a little kiddie boat ride, and then this tower, which you actually have to work yourself to lift yourself up. There you go. So that's going to do it for our tour of Mariners Pier. Let's continue south over to Adventure Pier, which has my favorite attraction of all 3 piers, the Great White. Let's go ahead and get some closer views. Alright, Adventure Pier. First thing we see is Tank Tag, which is a really weird thing where you get to shoot each other from in a boat that you can drive or around the perimeter. Have not seen a lot of these anymore. I think it's the only one I know of remaining. Dorney used to have 2 of them. One was up by Hercules, and the other one turned into the final pool that Aquablast Splash is into. Oh, and Canola's used to have one up until Impulse. Anyways, Adventure Pier is more of the extreme pier. Only 2 of the rides here, or the attractions here, will work with your wristband. So let's take a look at them all. First up, you have the Skyscraper.
So that's what I was going to say too. None of you are.
This ride is absolutely insane. You actually end up going about 70 miles per hour. A lot of fun, flipping all around. This is my bucket list to do. I've not done one of these in nearly 20 years. Definitely on my bucket list to try again. Behind the old Skyride station, which unfortunately is sitting there as a reminder, is the Slingshot. So we do have a streaming swing. Pretty cool placement on top of this building, so you swing out over the midway. And then right behind it, of course, car coaster, which also swings out over the beach and the midway. And then obviously the star of Adventure Pier is the Great White. 1996 CCI Woody leaves the pier and goes out onto the beach. We're gonna get you a lot of views of that. But first, let's show you everything else they have here. They do have go-karts. These are not included in the wristband. Pretty good speed though, pretty good speed. Then the final thing you have is this fun house that is totally not worth tickets if you don't have a wristband. Don't waste your money. Alright, so that is about going to do it for the 3 piers. Have one last thing I'm going to show you on the way out of Wildwood that you absolutely must check out if you are a fan of classic arcades and classic games.
Baked chicken, grilled chicken. Right here, buy one, get one free. 2 dinners, 1 price. 5 different dinner platters to choose from. It's a mix and match special going on. Right here, there's a whole...
Alright, so let's give some opinions on Wildwood and Morey's Piers. Wildwood's a nice town, for the most part. One of the better New Jersey towns, definitely. As far as Morey's go, it's probably the best seaside parks in the world, or North America at least. Their collection is impressive, to say the least. Roller coasters, some are okay. You know, you have your standard boomerang, so that's not so great. The Great White, though, is a fantastic wood coaster. I can't recommend that enough. They keep it pretty smooth. It has its rough spots from what I remember last year, but you will not be disappointed. Also in Wildwood, there is a bunch of other stuff to do, obviously. Lots of places to eat and try out. I am not going to feature that. That is not what I really do here on Coaster Spotting. But definitely check out some different places here on the boardwalk. As I said, their walkthrough, the Ghostship, is fantastic. That is I can't give a higher recommendation for that. They have 2 dark rides, and they're okay. One is better than the other, as I said. The one out over on Shoreside Pier. Great Northeastern is a very smooth SLC, which is actually really good. Runaway Train looks fantastic, and as soon as I ride it, I will give you a review of that with lots of footage. Unfortunately, was not meant to me. There are also a few water parks that are not associated with Morey's. This is just across from Mariner's Pier, actually. Never tried those out. Kind of interested, and they look okay. So, one negative about Morey's is the price. So you can do the ticket option and pay per price. It can get really expensive. I believe like Great White is about $10 or so. But you can get a wristband. It looks like wristbands are about $50. But if you want to get the combo pass that includes the water parks, you're looking at nearly $80. With tax, you're probably over that. So that's the only disadvantage about Morey's. It can be a little pricey. But finally, across from the Stewart's, which is amazing food joint, and near Ripley's is the Retro Arcade. This is done by Randy, who is quite the character. He has an undeniable passion for arcades and classic machines, and this is his new location. Very good location, actually, I think. Right on the boardwalk. He's not hidden inside of a mall now. So, lots of classic pinballs, lots of classic video games, everything that you would want, and then Fascination on the back. hopefully he does better at this site. Unfortunately, Randy has a lot of passion. Not the best businessman, unfortunately. But definitely give this a try. And thank you so much for checking out this video of Wildwood and Morey's Piers. If you like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. Make a comment below. What's your favorite attraction or pier on the Morey's Piers? Mine, probably have to go with Surfside. It's the original, it's the classic. Favorite ride, easily the Great White. But once again, thank you so much for watching. This has been Alex. Please watch the tram car.